Hello friends, welcome to CSS tutorial. In this video, we will see how to create scrolling list using the box property which we learned in our previous subseries. We will also use some of the list properties. Alright, now let's directly go to the demo. Here there is no special stuff for this video, but we will use all we learned in CSS box and list styles. Let's go to the demo. Now let's remove this font style and we will remove the h3 tag as well, and we will create a new style, UL fonts, and we will specify the font style now. And before that, for UL we will define a class with the name fonts, and we will save it. We will set font family as Siege UI, and we can remove other stuff as well, and we will save the content. And if you see, now font got changed to Siege UI. So font weight we will give it as 600 and font size 34 pixel. We will save it, and you can see now the list item bolded because of 600 here, and font size is 34 pixels, so each item's size is increased. Now we will move this list style image to this font class itself, so that we can completely remove this UL style. We have UL font style that defines all this. That means font family, weight, size, and list style image. So that defines image for the list item. Now we will define border for each list item. So first we are defining the border color for each list item. If I click save, nothing happens. Why? Because we haven't specified the border width. So by default the border will be invisible, right? Now we will define border width as 3 pixel, and once we save the content, so still border is not visible, we will set the border style as well. So here we are setting the border style as inset, and we will save the content. And now you can see the list item is displayed with the border, and the border is inset here, right? And the image bullet appears towards the left of the list item. So this is the bullet and this is the item, and for each item we set border. Now we will set padding. So we know what is padding. Padding is the distance between the list item and the border, right? Now padding we are setting 3 pixel each on all the sides, right? 3 pixel on each side. Now if we save the content, you can see the left edge, if you see, there is a padding on a list item. So Since all values are same, we can simply keep 1. That will be same. Let me increase it to 10, then we will come back to 3 pixel. See, that's what called padding. Now we will go back to 3 pixel. Now, since we set padding, we will set background color also for our list item. So remember, we are defining the rule for each list item, and background color what we are picking here is light sky blue, and we will save it. So now we set background color for our list item. And here if you see, each list item is colliding with each other, and we want to see the list item separately. That means the border should not collide with each other. Here if you see, for example, item 1 and item 2, if we take, there are 2 border which is touching each other. And here if you see, this is the thickness of the border, and here because of the border of top, I mean item 5 and item 6, since they touch each other, the intermediate item looks bigger. So what we can do, we can set the margin here. Margin is 5 pixel. So margin is the distance between the border and outward, right? So that means now we can see the list items separately. If you see, now each list item, because since we added a margin here, so we know that margin spans outward from the border, right? So we kept 5 pixel, and that's why we are seeing each item here 5 pixel. Since if we specify only one value 5 pixel, that will be applied for all 4 sides. Instead of specifying margin top, margin left, we can specify margin with all 4 value, and if all 4 values are equal, we can simply specify a single value like 5x. That's what we specified here. The same way we specified padding 3x. That means in all 4 sides we want to add a padding of 3 pixel. Alright, now we are done with the list item. Let's provide scrolling support for it. Here we will add eval.scrolling, and here we can add the scrolling support. It will get inherited to all the list items. Here we will give line height as 20 pixel, and we will save the content. So since we provided line height as 20 pixel, now the list items are compressed together. We will do the final adjustment later. Now with line height, we compress the list items height wise. So to fit the item, what we can do, font size we can adjust. Instead of 34, we will go with 32 pixel and save the content. And line height, instead of 20 pixel, let's go with 23. Now it looks slightly decent. We will put 25 and 28. Alright, now it's good. So now it's time to adjust the width and height. Here we are providing height as 200 pixel and width as 250. So since we adjusted the width and height, now you can see the list item is fixed in size. Let's add a few more items. All right, let's save the content. And here you can see the list. So it's from 1 to 14. There are 14 list items. So now we know the overflow, right? Overflow. And if we go with hidden, by default all items are visible. Now let me click save. And if you see, because of hidden, and this is the content overflow, so by default it will be visible. So that's why we can see all the list item. And if the list items are more, that means if there are 100 or 120, then the list item will grow in the browser window, right? That's why here we are setting the width and height for our list, and we can go for scroll. Now you can see the list item becomes scrollable. So for this to work, we have to switch off our auto refresh, stop it, and you can see now we can scroll through all our item. And by default here the horizontal scroll bar also displaying, right? So as we already know, if you set auto, the scroll bar will be visible only when required. So let us save the content, and we have to refresh it because we stopped the auto refresh, and the horizontal scroll bar is gone and vertical scroll bar is visible. Now we created a scrollable list item. So item 14 is there. If you add one more item, that will also be visible now. Let's save this and reload it. So you can see item 15. So just by using the CSS and normal HTML UL, we created a scrollable list box here, right, with a custom bullet in it. That's all here in this video. Thank you for watching. Bye.